Hello, back again. I don't typically do reviews as far as equipment or anything like this, but I was pretty impressed with this unit. I'm going to go ahead and do one. I'm a welder, fabricator, mechanic for a living. Currently my job is employed. I'm doing a lot of heavy welding, 10 hours a day, typically plus overtime on Fridays and sometimes Saturdays. This is my lid that I'm using it on. This is a Miller Titanium 9400. This is the second shell that I bought for this, so I'm not a noob welder. I've gone through already a shell on this particular helmet plus a couple other helmets. I just want to start with a little bit of a background. I've used other helmets before, the 3M Speed Glass in particular, the top of the line Speed Glasses, and I think, in my opinion, these Miller helmets, the Titanium 9400 and the Infinities, they are far greater in features and in user protection, I believe, in my opinion, than the 3M Speed Glass helmets or any of the other high-end helmets that I've used. Now that's my opinion. There's some die-hard guys out there that they're 3M Speed Glass guys all the way, or whatever, what have you. Anyway, this system that I'm going to talk about today that I have installed on this helmet is the Miller Coolband II system. What this does is it provides an airflow inside your lid, inside your helmet, that keeps air moving in your face. You don't get stagnant, stale air built up in your helmet. You don't have a helmet full of smoke. You don't have just the psychological benefit of having that air movement inside your lid when you're welding for long periods, that alone is worth the money to me. This particular unit I got a good deal off it. I bought it from a guy who bought the unit that came with his new Infinity helmet, and he doesn't weld very often. He's running the robot, one of the robotic welders, and he offered if I would like it, I would purchase it. So I did. I went online immediately to find some YouTube videos of other users' experiences with this system, and I couldn't find any. I couldn't find one. I found some manufacturer videos, so that's why I'm making this video. I want to get some information out to people who are possibly considering purchasing this particular unit. Okay, so Miller Coolband II. The tensioning system is very good. There's a filter on the bottom that will remove some of the contaminants in the air. The headgear is very good. It's excellent. It's very well balanced. There is some weight involved here that takes maybe a couple weeks to get used to. If you are welding with any of the the time that I spend under the hood is pretty substantial. So there is some weight to get used to, but it takes maybe a week or so to get used to the weight. At least it did for me. My production has went way up when I use this unit. This helmet has an arc timer inside it that records how much actual welding you do. My arc timer average went way up. I'm kind of a techie guy, so I like to use features like that where most guys would probably ignore it. I like to see, how much actual welding I do in a day or a week or what have you. My arc timer went way up with this unit, my arc timer average, because I don't have to constantly be opening my hood to clear smoke, to catch a breath of fresh air, to come up for air, you know what I mean? This helmet makes it possible that I would almost rather have this on my head constantly running than open my hood at any point, especially in my shop. It's not air conditioned. There's some air movement since I'm kind of near one of the big bay doors, but I would almost rather just keep this on my head if I could all day running. It's that much of a difference for me. What it does is, this is the fan unit. It collects air through the intake, this filtration system here. This rubber retention ring pops up and you replace this filter. I would say every 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how much welding you do, but these filters are very inexpensive. As a matter of fact, my employer purchases interior and exterior lenses, and I'm sure I could talk him into buying these filters for me as well. Again, the headgear is very good. It's very well balanced. If you look at the unit here, this is the Coolband unit here that attaches to the snorkel from the fan on the unit. Forces air through. If you look closely, there's vents here that shoot into your temples on either side, and there's an array of vents that shoot down across your the front of your face. This little lip right here is removable. If you wanted to maybe not direct the air so much into your eyeballs, you could pull this up, and it would reflect the air generally off of your screen onto your face. Also, the other side of the Coolband unit, there's vents here you can see that blow air up across the top of your head. Miller says you need to use this shroud if you are going to use this unit, which I agree with 100%. I tried it without it, and the difference is pretty significant. This actually provides more of an enclosed environment around your face. It feels like, I mean, not to be a nerd, but it kind of feels like maybe how Iron Man feels in his helmet with a controlled environment inside his lid. I mean, nerds, right? Okay, what are you going to do? But anyway, the difference is significant. Just the pure fact that you have moving air in your lid aside from stagnant, exhaled air, smoke-filled helmet, the difference to me is just night and day. Whereas before I would be welding a unit with maybe 40, 50 welds on it, that I would have to keep my lid down the whole time if I wanted to get anything done to do. To keep my lid down and welding that particular unit would take a little bit of discipline. Whereas with this unit in, it's effortless. It really is. I can keep my lid down and weld 8 or 10 of these units in a row, you know, without having to stop and mop the sweat off my forehead, or to clean the sweat off my safety glasses, or clean the sweat off the display of my helmet. The difference to me is pretty extreme. Like I said, my arc timer average went way up. We're talking 20%. So I'm getting a lot more done. My productivity has gone up, way up, with very little effort, and much less comfort and much less fatigue. Any welder that does a lot of extensive heavy welding knows how hot it gets in these hoods. And especially if you're leaning over a hot piece of steel with 40 or 50 welds on a particular unit, it's like leaning over a heater, you know what I mean? A radiant heater. And this unit, I can't say enough good about this unit. Now, as far as the battery situation, it does only come with one battery. I'm not sure quite why Miller had opted to only send one battery, but here's the charging unit. This has a magnet in the back of it. Just plugs into the wall. I'm going to set this down for a second here. The battery itself, here's the battery compartment. There's the battery there. Just a little battery with a typical battery. You pop it into the charger when you're done. The charger has a display on it that says whether or not the battery is full. Quick snap it into the side. The power button is very large, oversized, very accessible with this unit on your head. You can easily reach up behind you and control the unit as far as off or on very easily. Doesn't take any kind of effort. It's just, I mean, I can't say enough about it. The batteries, they charge very quickly. What I typically do is, since I only have the one battery, I'm going to order another one, is if I'm doing a welding stretch at 2 or 3 hours at a time, when I'm done with that, I'll pluck the battery out and I'll put it in the charger for however much downtime I have between welds, whether I'm cleaning spatter or doing whatever it is that I have to do to the particular projects that I'm welding with. The battery charges very quickly. I haven't had a problem with the battery running out yet. I haven't noticed I would say, the manufacturer says 6 hours on the battery, but of course that's 6 hours of straight welding. I haven't noticed any problems with the fan motor slowing down as the battery drains to maybe say half power or whatever. I haven't noticed anything like that. The unit's very consistent. There is a little bit of a hum in your helmet when you're using this. When you tighten down your headgear, you will feel it. A little bit of hum from the fan motor, but it just takes, it took me maybe a day and a half to get used to that. Where I didn't hardly notice it at all. In fact, I kind of find it a little bit comforting while I'm welding. Maybe it's something goes back to my scarred childhood or something, I have no idea. But it seems to be a very heavy duty unit. I haven't had any problems as far as you know, anything going wrong with it. The headgear is very sturdy, very well designed. Again, I like this unit a lot. I can't say enough about it. If you're a guy like me who does a lot of straight, a lot of welding you know, constant welding for maybe a couple, 2 or 3 hours at a time. You take a break, you do it again. This is invaluable to me. The difference is, I'm not trying to be, you know, I'm not trying to be a company man here, but the difference is actually very significant in my particular use. So I would say if it's well worth the money. I did a little checking on the internet. The system, Coolband II system, is averaging probably I've seen it from $120 to $150 dollars, and of course you're going to probably have $10 or so shipping on depending on where you're at. For me, it's worth every penny. The system is incredible. I just want to say that I appreciate the Miller company for developing such thing. When this thing is running, it's just effortless. You know, as far as the heat, handling the heat, it's a very good product, very well designed so far. I haven't had any problems with it. And if you're considering something like this and you do a lot of heavy extended welding, I would highly recommend the purchase. It's worth every penny to me, and it probably will be to you as well. I'm going to let you guys go. And oh, one more thing. This unit is designed to replace the headgear in any of the Miller helmets, I believe, except 1 or 2. So if you have a Miller helmet already, this is a unit that will install right into it using the typical Miller attachment units here on the right and the left. Again, do your research. If you have a Miller helmet you're not sure, do your research before you purchase it to make sure it'll fit your particular application. Other than that, get your credit cards out and buy one of these, because it's a lifesaver as far as I'm concerned. And thank you for watching, and watch for more of my videos coming soon. Thank you.